You love animals, you've heard of animal communication, but you don't know how to get started. And that's where I come in. I'm going to share with you a 4-part process for opening up to intuitive communication with animals. Hi, I'm Dr. Cara Gubbins, professional animal communicator, founder of the Animal Communicator Academy, and founding president of the International Professional Animal Communicators Association. My mission is to help all animal lovers become confident animal communicators so they can help their pets become a professional animal communicator or add animal communication to their current profession. And my vision is to have animal communicators in every home, every veterinarian's office, every animal rescue center, every shelter, every dog training class. Like everywhere that there are animals, I want there to be animal communicators. And if you support this mission, then please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that we can reach even more animal lovers and animal communicators. So if you're just starting out, this 4-part system process, I'm not sure how to name it, but it's very, very simple, and it could be deceptively simple. It really doesn't have to be harder than this. There are things you can do beyond this, but I feel like this is the heart, the essence of intuitive animal communication. And if you practice these 4 things, you're going to start to see results. You're going to start to see shifts. And I think you're going to like those results and those shifts. So let's just jump right in. It's so basic that it seems almost silly. 4 things: love, respect, being open, and trusting. Very broad, very general, very basic, but also each one does something a little bit different that contributes to the whole, and that's what makes progress with this. So let's look at them one at a time. So starting with love. Okay, so love is like the spiritual building blocks that we're all made of. It's the smallest piece of who we are. It's who everybody is. And when we focus on love, what I want you to do for this step is to ground yourself in love. Think of somebody you love. Think of somebody who loves you. Think of somebody who makes you feel wonderful. And just feel what happens to your body when you do that. You can breathe love in. You can breathe love out. You can just be that love, but just reside in this feeling of love for a few moments. And as you do, notice what happens to your body and your mind as you focus on love. You get calmer, you get clearer, you become more relaxed, and you feel more connected to everything and everyone around you. These are all signs that you've switched out of left brain dominance and into right brain dominance. And left brain dominance is logical, linear, individual, step by step, right? Right brain dominance is universal. I want to say like patterns, like not linear, but more spread out, connections. Intuition happens with our right brain. So anything that we can do to turn that on a little bit more, kind of turn the dimmer switch down on the left brain and turn up the switch on our right brain, it's going to boost our intuition naturally. It's going to get us into that space where intuition is just more accessible. And so that's all that we want to do. We want to create that foundation of love. And we do that because it's just good and it feels good, but also because it turns on our intuition. It really boosts our intuition and it makes us a lot more receptive to our intuition, to the intuitive signals that are coming into our intuition all the time. Step number 2 is to focus on respect. So if there's an animal that you want to communicate with, see that animal through the eyes of respect. See this animal as a sovereign being with his or her own reality, history, experience, worries, joys, pains, intellect, challenges, all of skills, learning, all of it. This is a sovereign being, just like you're a sovereign being. And if you would like, you can take a few moments to consider, what's it like to be this animal? What would it be like to be this tall or this small or this wide, or to not have hands? Like, what would that do? What would it be like to go through the world without hands, or being a quadruped, or whatever the differences are in your physical body plan from this animal? What would it be like to be that animal? And then I want you to consider, what's the wisdom and life experience that this animal has that you don't have? How have they grown up, survived, lived their lives in a way that's different from you? What perspective does this animal have? And as you do that, and you start to see how our differences are really empowering, right? Like, it's really beautiful and empowering to be curious about, what's it like to be somebody different than me? And you realize, I don't have that experience. So it should evoke your curiosity about what they have to share. And with that respect and curiosity, think about, how can you relate to this animal from a place of respect as an equal? Here's another divine being having an earth experience in a particular body, in a particular environment. It's different from you. It's equal to you. How are you going to relate now to that individual with that understanding? Step number 3 is to be open, right? Open up in every way, every sense of the word. So if you have a question, and I really, really recommend a question, starting with a question that is, tell me what it's like to be you. How are you feeling? What do you love, right? Like, understand, like really reaching out, like, what's it like to be you? Asking that animal those kinds of questions. You can ask an open-ended question or a specific question, but if you have a question, hold that in your mind and open up your mind, open up your senses, and become aware of your inner experience. What are you aware of? And I do recommend closing your eyes for this part, because humans are so visually dominant that if we have our eyes open, it's hard to focus on any of our other senses. So with your eyes closed, ask your question and then notice what's happening inside yourself. Is there anything shifting or changing? Are you having thoughts or memories, or seeing images, or having sensations in your body? Or maybe you have emotions coming up. These are all intuitive messages. This is the detective work of intuitive animal communication, but this step right now is just being open and noticing. Be curious, be respectful, be open, and notice. And then the 4th step is to trust. So it sounds easy, and it's not. I'm sorry. This is probably the hardest thing that intuitive animal communicators have to master, is the trust. This is the biggest challenge that I see my students coming into the Animal Communicator Academy having. So trust yourself, trust the animal, trust the process. For now, just notice what you notice without analysis, without judgment. That's the hard part, right? We always want to get it right or understand what it means. You might want to just, with your eyes closed, jot down some keywords or make some notes or draw a picture, whatever you like to do. But it's really important to trust that somehow, whatever you're noticing is an intuitive communication between you and that animal. And it might be literal and it might be symbolic. And your job is only to notice and accept. So trust yourself, trust the animal, trust the process. That's the big challenge, is just notice what you notice, write it down, make a record of it, kind of like a curious observer, like not going, oh, but I asked you what food and I got a color green. It doesn't make sense. That's not your job right now. Your job is just to notice what you notice, record it all without censoring, without comment, without analysis, without judgment, and understand that the understanding might come instantly. You might get something and you're like, whoa, that I totally get that. That makes total sense, like in that moment. But you might also get something that comes to you later. The meaning comes to you later. So it's really important to let go of needing to get the right answer. Trust that you've already received the information and let your unconscious mind help you process and understand it. And this might take some time. So it might take minutes or hours. It might even take days. You might find yourself washing the dishes and going, oh my God, that's what that meant. Now I get it. That happened 3 days ago. I talked to that seagull and oh, now it makes perfect sense to me, right? So this is part of the process too. We don't always have access to the meaning and the information in the moment. That's another skill that you can add on and build on later. So be patient and trust yourself, trust the process. This is, to me, the essence of what we do as animal communicators. And without going into tips and techniques and do this and then do that, if you can just focus on these 4 areas, right? Like love, respect, openness, and trust in any order. You can follow the order that I gave them to you in, but any order, they're going to build on and grow each other, and they are going to help you get access to your intuition in this particular arena. I really think that our biggest job as aspiring animal communicators is to become better receivers. Not even become better receivers, but become aware of what we're receiving. That's the challenge, because we are great receivers. We're always receiving intuitive and energetic messages and information from our environment, from inside ourselves, from outside ourselves, from all over the place. But our awareness isn't always dialed into it. And so we really need to develop our awareness. And so by a practice like this that takes just a couple of minutes, you could do it with your cat while you're sitting on the couch together in a few minutes. But it's going to start creating the conditions inside of you that help your conscious awareness connect with your intuitive awareness. And that's where the magic happens, and that's where the fun happens. So stick with it, play with it, and enjoy it. This is a great way to become closer to the animals that you love the most. And of course, it works with other animals too. Sitting in the backyard, listening to the birds, connect with the birds, or an insect that's walking on the table next to you, whatever it is. This is available with all animals. And this is really about you becoming that presence, that awareness that allows this to be part of your experience, right? So becoming aware of what's already happening, that's the challenge. And that's what I think these 4 components of this process will help you with. So have fun with it, enjoy. Leave me a note in the comments. Let me know how it goes, what animals you're trying it with, what your results are. I would love to hear from you. And if you have a comment or a question, if you have a question that you want me to answer in a future video, put that in the comments as well. If you're really ready to become the best animal communicator you can be, then join me in the Animal Communicator Academy. I would love to be your mentor and help you develop this ability that we all have. And you can get more information about that at caragubbins.com. Enjoy, share the love, and I will look forward to hearing from you. Bye.